Transitioning now to 60-second charity challenge. This week, our charity of choice is the Audre Lorde Project. This is an LGBT group that's based in New York City. They provide organizing a community, and we chose this charity because June is LGBT Pride Month. And so we wanted to honor that. And the topic for this week is actually a pretty interesting one. This is a story out of Wired. They're reporting that Apple is done with passwords. They're done with credentials.
Done with creds.
So starting around September, they're going to, instead of entering a password for your MacBook or kind of like how it is with your phone, you would use a Touch ID or a Face ID. So biometrics instead of a password, which is an interesting concept. So We'll go ahead and take your guys' takes on that in just a second. But first, let's run the clip.
And now, Splunk's Cybersecurity 60-second charity challenge. Remember the rules. You've got to get through an entire subject in 60 seconds, or you donate to today's charity of choice. Good luck!
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with Mick. Take it away, Mick.
Okay, so I was talking to my good friend, Director Easterly. You may have heard of her. She's the director of CISA, right?
I've heard of her. I've heard of her.
So I was trying to extol the virtues of something I like to call Muppet Factor Authentication. So what this does, much like Apple's move, and Apple, if you're hiring, I'm out here, it gets rid of passwords entirely. We all love Face ID, Touch ID, things like that. And that's going to become more and more common because passwords, no one likes passwords. So we currently have a saying, creds rule everything around me. And if we got rid of those, we're not going to have creds to be stolen. And if there's no creds to be stolen, then we'll all be done. So I think it's a smart move by Apple. I think Google's following suit. I think Microsoft is following suit. And hopefully one day we'll live in a world where we don't need any passwords at all. So like my good friend Director Easterly says, MFA is the way. So be like Director Easterly and MFA your accounts until we don't have passwords.
Well, there we go. That was
pretty good timing.
Yeah, that was dead on 60 seconds. And actually, am I wrong? Was that literally the best one that Mick has ever done?
What's Mac? Not Mick.
Oh, it is Mick.
It's Mac.
Hello.
I am curious how you're going to do biometric authentication with those mitts. But
I'm going to borrow Shannon's thumbs.
Yeah.
Just one.
Don't cut my thumbs off, please, Mac.
Not again.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to win this time because that was pretty hard to keep up. But I will go through. So last week I did a really manic live tweet thread of the Verizon DBIR where I coined, not Mac, creds rule everything around me, because every single one of the areas that they called out for a breach consistently had creds. I had some great conversations this week where I was talking to folks and they were really talking about the idea behind breaches. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but as you start looking for things, breaches often seem to have a bit of an immaculate conception of then they logged in, but we're not going to talk about how they logged in because they had legitimate credentials. So this move by Apple, by Microsoft, and other folks to kind of reduce that and just remove that as an area where folks can come in will really change the paradigm for network defenders, because you no longer have and then they magically came into your network. There was a great talk a couple years ago that went something along the lines of, the thesis was, hackers don't hack the cloud, they log into it. If we're able to remove and reduce the amount of creds that are available for people to use, I think the entire world will be safer, and I salute Microsoft and Apple for leading the way on that. Boom.
There you go.
So I believe we have a special guest judge this year.
Yeah, I don't want that responsibility today. So.
Well, that's my
What do you
responsibility.
think?
No, see, the thing, I liked both of these. They're both really, really well presented. The only reason Ryan lost is because he went 1 minute and 3 seconds, and Mac was within the time frame. So Mac won this week.
Yeah, MFA all the way.
Well, if I'm going to donate to a charity, that's a damn good one, so I'm very proud of it.